The following program is being presented to you by a community producer. The statements, views, and opinions expressed are not necessarily those of ALC TV or the City of Avon Lake.
Hi, I'm Susie Dills and welcome to Adventure Through the Stars, our September edition. Every month we talk about cosmic highlights and then take an adventure through the night sky. So don't forget to visit starrytrails.com for illustrations, maps. You can pull my audio up on your smartphone as you head outside on that clear night and explore the night sky from your very own backyard. So our month of September, great stargazing, great planet viewing again. So we still have the 4-planet extravaganza. We have the summer Milky Way. And on September 22nd, we're going to welcome fall. It's our autumnal equinox. So equal light for everyone on planet Earth. And if you've been watching the position of the sunrise or sunset, on that day, the sun will be setting due west and rising due east. And then September 24th, we have the full harvest moon. According to folklore, the harvest moon is the full moon closest to the autumnal equinox. So folks long ago would harvest their crops by the light of the full moon. And you know, I love to stand outside on those late summer nights because the sounds are spectacular. So when you step out before you start your night sky hike, just take a few minutes to listen to those sounds. And we'll also explore some fall constellations coming up. Oh, I have to say thank you to all the folks that came out on August 12th, Sunday, August 12th, for our Perseid meteor shower. And also thank you to Avon Lake's Park and Recreation Department. We had a great family event. We probably had over 250 people. It was a clear evening. We got to see about 30 shooting stars, and we got to view Venus, Jupiter, and the Galilean moons, Saturn, and Mars. We navigated through the night sky, checked out those summer constellations, and we also looked at star clusters and a double star. So we are planning on having some more events coming up this fall, so be sure to check out the Avon Lake Park and Recreation Facebook page or website. So I hope to see you later on this month. And I wanted to share this picture with you. This is a picture taken by a gentleman by the name of Jim Guilford. He's a member of the Cuyahoga Astronomical Association. He was out in Medina County. When you look at this shot, you're going to see that bright object there. Right below there is one of the Perseids. So what a spectacular shot. By the way, folks that were out in dark sky areas were able to see about 50 shooting stars an hour that evening. But we had a little bit of light pollution here in Avon Lake, but we still got to see the really bright fireballs. Well, the reign of our dazzling planet Venus is going to come to an end in September. So we've gotten to enjoy Venus over the last several months. It's going to put on one more show with the crescent moon. And if you happen to be out looking at the planets, Jupiter is closing the gap on Venus. And as we head through September, they'll be closer together. So they're going to make quite a lovely pairing with the crescent moon on the night of September 13th. So as you head out, the sun goes down. About a half an hour after, you're going to begin to see Jupiter, Venus, and the crescent moon coming out. But a great photo opportunity. So try to get out for that evening. Hopefully the skies will be clear. So for our planet lineup, we're going to start sweeping across the sky, starting with the southwest, brilliant Venus. To the left of that, Jupiter. You'll be able to catch that one. That'll be easy too. Then a little farther left, As we can continue sweeping through the southern sky, you'll see the golden colored object Saturn, and then it'll catch your eye for sure. Planet Mars, still brilliant over there in the southern sky after sundown. So get out there and enjoy it, because Venus will be departing our skies by the end of the month, be setting about 45 minutes after the sun goes down. And here's the patterns as people imagined them long ago in our southern sky. I plotted the planets here so you can see that panoramic view again. And Venus, Jupiter is very close to a red-orange star called Antares, which is the heart of Scorpius, and you can see the long swinging stinger tail of the scorpion. So if you look left of Scorpius, you'll see that star pattern. It resembles a teapot, and that's actually the constellation Sagittarius. And right above the lid of the teapot is where you would find Saturn. So sometimes it may be easier, you know, once you find Jupiter and then Antares, to look for the teapot pattern, because it'll be easier to find Saturn. And then to the left of that, you know, you're going to know which one is Mars. So just great to get out there on a nice clear summer night. So the hike will start around 8:45. Because the sun's going down now a little bit before 8 o'clock as we head through September. So our days are definitely getting shorter. We're going to need a jacket. We're still going to need that bug spray though. Our binoculars, maybe lawn chair or blanket. Still great binocular viewing out there. And of course our star map. And just to orientate, remember the sun sets in the west. When we're looking at our star map, of course, whatever direction you're facing, you want to make sure that's on the bottom of the wheel so you can navigate better through the night sky. So let's head on out. Sun's gone down. We're going to check out the western sky first. Of course, Venus, Jupiter are over there putting on a show. And then right above, sort of to the right of Venus, you're going to see a bright orange-yellow star, and that star is Arcturus. We've had Arcturus with us through spring and summertime. Another easy way to find Arcturus, if you arc off the handle of the Big Dipper, arc to Arcturus. So once again, it'll be departing our sky, and we'll see it again come next spring. And then if we turn to the left, we've already talked about the position of Mars, Saturn. You're going to see that orange-red star, Antares. We looked at the pattern before of Scorpius, so you'll see the long stinger tail, and then to the left of that is the teapot shape, or Sagittarius. And in between those two constellations is that spectacular corridor of the Milky Way galaxy. And it is something to see, and boy, if you can get out to a dark sky area, it is such a treat. But with binoculars, we're going to be able to see a lot. So putting up the patterns so you can see Scorpius, you can almost imagine that pattern in the stars. And then, of course, to the left is Sagittarius. But lots going on in the southern sky with the planets, the Milky Way galaxy, and our wonderful patterns. All right, we're going to turn to the opposite part of the sky, direction north. And as soon as you're facing north, you're going to see the Big Dipper pattern. It's getting lower and lower now. We talked about that throughout the year, changes position through the seasons. So it's getting very close to the northern horizon now. We take our two stars at the end of the cup of the Big Dipper, draw that imaginary line across to the North Star, or Polaris, our direction star, the only star that remains fixed all night long as the Earth rotates. And then to the right of there, the W shape, is Queen Cassiopeia. So she's easy to recognize also. You just look for it looks like a sideways W right now in the northern sky. And here's our patterns that go with those constellations. These are the pictures the people imagined long ago. So you can see the Big Dipper, the Big Bear, very low there, Little Dipper, Little Bear, And then off to the right is Queen Cassiopeia sitting on her throne. And notice right below the queen, we can see the pattern of the hero Perseus. And you can see he's holding the head of Medusa. So if you're familiar with Greek mythology, you may be familiar with Perseus or Medusa. And then we're going to turn one more time slightly to the right. We're going to look up. We're going to see a very bright star. That star is Vega. If we head on down from there to the left, we're going to see another bright star called Deneb. And then last bright star to the right of Deneb is Altair. Connect those up and you get the summer triangle. Nice pattern to find in your backyard, and we'll talk about how important that is. And once you find those stars, what kind of surprises are going to be in the middle of our triangle. Notice the pattern right below the triangle looks like a kite shape, and that is Delphinus the dolphin. So I always find the triangle first, and then right below there is where I can locate Delphinus. And then below that, 4 stars, if you connect those, we call it the Great Square of Pegasus. Hard to see that beautiful winged horse right there, but I'll show you the picture in a second. We'll go back, we're going to check out Cygnus the swan. So if you use Deneb as the tail, the 3 stars to the right would be the outstretched wings, and then the long neck and head of the swan. And then, as I said before, those 4 stars, if we connect those, we call that the Great Square of Pegasus. And this is the image that goes with that star pattern. Now for our binoculars, I'll tell you, this is going to be another great month for binocular viewing. By the way, the sun's going down earlier. It's still warm enough outside that we can head on out and enjoy the night sky. And so we're going to go back to Jupiter. Remember how to find the 4 planets. Focus in. We've been talking about the Galilean moons the last few months. See if you can focus in and catch those because Jupiter is going to continue to get lower. It's going to be harder to see the moons of Jupiter coming up here in October. And then we talked about the Milky Way galaxy draping all the way from in between the constellation Scorpius in Sagittarius all the way up through the summer triangle stars up to where we find Cassiopeia up in the north. So it's great to locate those star patterns or constellations first so that you can grab your binoculars and just scan all the way from the north to the south through the summer triangle. You'll be surprised how many stars you're going to see even in your backyard with a pair of binoculars. But if you can get out to a dark sky area, you will absolutely see how breathtaking the Milky Way is on a clear summer night. And here's our patterns. Milky Way goes right through, like I said, Cassiopeia. Then you'll see it go through the summer triangle constellations. You can see Cygnus there, all the way in between Scorpius and Sagittarius. But what a great corridor in our summer sky to check out. We talked about a challenge last month, kind of a fun group of stars to look for. So you found your summer triangle stars. So go back to Altair and you're going to grab the binoculars and scan up to the left slightly from that bright star, and you may be able to check out, it looks like an upside down coat hanger pattern in the stars. We were able to see it the night of the Perseid meteor shower party. We had our binoculars out and we were able to check that out. It was really cool. A lot of people got a big kick out of that because it is cool to see that pattern in the stars. And then the last binocular highlights for late summer, early fall, you have to go back and find the constellation Cassiopeia. She's in the north. So if you found the Big Dipper, Little Dipper, and then she's to the right, she's the sideways W. So grab the binoculars, and what you're going to do is you are going to find the top point of the W. You're going to scan slowly to the right, and you're going to see a fuzzy object, and that is called the Andromeda Galaxy. So that's the closest galaxy to our Milky Way, and that is the most distant object we can see with our human eyes. It's 2.5 million light years away. If you're out in a dark area, you may be able to see it with your eyes, but it's fun. It's a nice challenge to try to find it with binoculars. And then our last highlighted object for binoculars, if you take the bottom point of the W of Queen, Cassiopeia, you scan to the right, and you're going to see kind of a fuzzy area. That's called the double star cluster in Perseus. So challenge, but great fun to find that in the night sky, and you can find that in your backyard. So get out there and give it a try. Well, what another great month we're going to have. So much to see. And as we head into October, well, we're going to see a lot more of those fall constellations, so we're going to check that out. But get out there and enjoy, and stay tuned for the star parties coming up. Well, thanks, folks. See you next month.
The preceding program was presented to you by a community producer. The statements, views, and opinions expressed were not necessarily those of ALC TV or the City of Avon Lake.